Nothing says I love you more than giving someone their very own personal cheesecake. Today, I'm going to show you how to make these adorable cheesecake hearts with chewy brownie layers and a creamy cheesecake top. Coming up next on the Sugar Geek Show. The first step to making our cheesecakes is to make the brownie layer. All right, so the first thing we're going to do to make our brownie is melt some chocolate and some butter together in the microwave. And we're just going to whisk this until it's smooth and then set it aside. This is the cocoa powder and the flour. Sift it just so we don't have any lumps. All right, so now we're going to combine together our sugars. That brown sugar makes a delicious chewy brownie. Some salt and vanilla. Crack a couple of eggs. And then just whisk that until it's combined. I should have sifted my brown sugar because sometimes I get lumps in there. Okay, in goes our butter and chocolate, very important. And then our cocoa powder flour mixture. And we're just gonna mix this just until it comes together and it's done. That's why brownies are so great, they're so easy. So I'm going to be using 4 little mini cheesecake pans, heart-shaped of course. And you could do this all in one cheesecake pan if you wanted to, but we're doing some little made-for-you Valentine's Day cheesecake. So I'm going to divide my batter into 4 and then divide my cheesecake batter into 4 and then kind of switch up the flavors so that you can have individualized flavors for each person that you love. I got these pans on Amazon. That's honestly the easiest way to get them unless you just happen to come across them at like a baking store. I'm just going to scoop my brownie batter right there into the pan. I'm not using a parchment liner because I'm just going to serve these babies right directly on top of that bottom. But if you wanted to take the cheesecakes out of the pan, then you would definitely want to put a little piece of parchment in there. All right, so each little cheesecake pan needs to have some aluminum foil wrapped around it just so that none of the water gets in. I just kind of crinkle the top edge so you can still see what I'm doing. So we're gonna bake these in the oven for 14 to 15 minutes until the centers of the brownies are set, but still have some sticky crumbs on a toothpick when you test them. All right, so to make our strawberry coulis, we have 8 ounces of fresh or frozen berries. You can use strawberries, blackberries, kiwi fruit, pretty much anything your little heart desires. And then we're gonna add in some sugar. This is pretty much to taste. Turn that on. I'm going to use an immersion blender to blend up my strawberries, or you could pre-blend this in a regular blender before you heat it up. Add in our lemon juice. It looks really foamy and pink right now just because of all the air that's in there, but once it settles down, it's going to be more red. Brownies are out of the oven. The centers are still a tiny bit gooey, which is perfect. And I'm just going to set these aside to cool down while we make our filling. So go ahead and place your cream cheese into the bowl of your stand mixer with the paddle attachment, and we're going to mix on low until the cream cheese is nice and smooth. It is very important that your cream cheese is room temperature or it's going to have a very hard time becoming smooth and becoming one with the other ingredients. So definitely take your cream cheese out ahead of time. And then occasionally scrape down your bowl just to make sure that everything is getting nice and smooth. Okay, now I'm going to start sprinkling in my sugar. Adding in our cream and our sour cream. Eggs one at a time. Scraping the bowl. Add in the vanilla and salt. All right, that's done. All right, so now we're going to divide our cheesecake batter into 4 bowls. I have 2 ounces of melted chocolate that I'm gonna add into my first bowl. This will be for the chocolate lovers cheesecake. You could even leave it marbled if you wanted to. The next one, I'm gonna take a little bit of my filling, maybe about 1/3 of the mixture. And I'm gonna add a little bit of our strawberry coulis, probably about equal parts. And just mix that up. 2 drops of pink food coloring, just to make sure it stays pink. And then to this one, I'm gonna add about 1/4 cup of crushed Oreo cookies to the batter to make cookies and cream, yeah. So we'll have cookies and cream, we'll have a marbled strawberry cheesecake, we'll have a chocolate cheesecake with a chocolate ganache glaze, and last but not least, our strawberry coulis heart cheesecake. Okay, so for the strawberry hearts, I'm gonna put the leftover batter just into a little squeeze bottle, or you could do a piping bag. And then we're going to take our little cheesecake mixture in the bottle and just pipe some little dots all the way around. And then take a skewer or a toothpick and just drag right through those dots to make a little heart wreath. And then we're going to pipe a little heart right in the center. So flavor-wise, this is just like the marble cheesecake, but it looks really cute. All right, now we're gonna put this into an oven at 350 degrees, and we're gonna pour some hot water all the way down into the pan. And you just wanna fill this up until the pans are about half full. Okay, so it's been 35 minutes, and I can see my cheesecakes are set. When I tap them, the edges are set and the center is very slightly wiggly, and I've also taken the temperature of one of them and it has reached 150 degrees Fahrenheit. So now I'm just going to crack my oven door, turn off my oven, and let those cool down all on their own for 60 minutes. And that's just gonna prevent those cheesecakes from cracking. Okay, so these guys are done baking. Now I'm going to put them into the refrigerator overnight to chill before I take them out of their little pans. Do you have to do this? Yes. Otherwise your cheesecakes are not going to be fully set, and they could crack and crumble if you try and take them out of the pan too soon. All right, I have my cheesecakes out of the freezer. I'm going to use my creme brulee torch, my kitchen torch, to just go ahead and warm up the outside so that they come out of the mold. If you don't have a kitchen torch, you can wrap this in a layer of aluminum foil and then just dunk it, you know, so you're not getting water on top, but just dunk it so it's up to this top edge with hot water. Just do that for a minute. Try not to stay in any one spot for too long. Don't want to overheat the outside. Just loosening that very top edge away from the side. And then I'm going to unlatch. And it should just come right out. If you have any little high spots around the edge of your cheesecake, you just want to trim those off, and that's going to make the final glaze look a little bit nicer. And then to glaze, I've placed my cold cheesecake just on a little pan here to catch the excess glaze. To make our chocolate ganache glaze, take some semi-sweet chocolate and heat it in the microwave just until it's melted. I started with 1 minute and then did 15-second increments, just to the point where everything is all melted and creamy. Then pour your warm, heavy whipping cream on top and let it sit for 5 minutes. Go ahead and whisk it up until it's nice and smooth, and then add your softened butter. Whisk that up until it's nice and shiny and set it aside to cool to about 90 degrees. So we're gonna pour this glaze over the top of our cheesecake while it's nice and warm. Make sure all your sides are covered. And then, because the cheesecake is cold, it's going to firm up that chocolate really quickly. Let that drip down and then set it aside until it stops dripping. Go ahead and scoop this extra ganache back up into a bowl, and we're going to use this to pipe some little dollops of ganache. I have my leftover ganache in a nice piping bag here with a 2D tip. I'm just going to pipe some nice little swirl on top because this is the chocolate lovers. I'm just going to transfer this to my sheet pan carefully until it's ready to serve. This little heart, I'm not going to do anything to, so it's just going to go right here. And then I have my Oreo. For the Oreo, I'm just going to do some little swirls all the way around. I'm going to add a couple little Oreo crumbs to the top. And then our marble. I'm just going to add a nice little dollop of whipped cream in the middle. And that's it. Our little custom cheesecake platter is complete. Now I'm just going to put these back into the fridge to defrost until I'm ready to serve them. So that's how you make fun little customizable cheesecake hearts. They're so cute. These are perfect for Valentine's Day, but you can add any sort of toppings you like. I love adding cherry filling or salted caramel and pecans too if you like. If you like this video, be sure to check out my other videos with tips and tricks on how to make the perfect cheesecake. I'm Liz Merrick, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.